Yo, man, I'm not cleaning my glasses. I literally just picked something up right now. I'm trying to sort out my green screen. Something's bothering me. Blah, so excuse me. Something is bothering me about it. It keeps on... Anyways, what's good? Bitcoin, huh? Had to pull out another number this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin's made a nice move to the upside, and tonight's theme is all about taking profit. Why? Well, look... You might be like, no, we're going to the upside, Tino. No, don't sell. Hold on. All right, cool. You've got to work out exactly what you are. If you're a day trader, cool. Take some profit. Start again tomorrow. Happy days. If you're a holder and you've realized a bit of a return right now, we're going into a very volatile week. Today was the last day. Or should I say, the day before the storm. We've got consumer confidence coming out. We got FOMC, ladies and gentlemen, unemployment claims, non-farm payrolls. Man, do you want me to continue? What I'm trying to say to you all is we've got a lot of volatility hitting Bitcoin. Now, if you're in a position of profit, no one went broke taking a profit. That's one good thing. Just don't put yourself in the situation to be like, I should have took that profit, Look, the market repeats itself. We know this is true. It will go up and it will go down. And you will put yourself in those situations over and over again. Should you take a profit or not? Ultimately, I'm going to break it all down for you tonight and highlight a couple of scenarios where some of you may be. Some of you might be in profit. Some of you might not be in profit. But I'm going to give you some scenarios that are going to help you work out what you should be doing going into Asia tonight. And then, of course, going into the first bout of data that is being released by the United States tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, the eve of the FOMC, we're about to get this party started. I'm going to try and keep it cool, calm, and collected. Don't you guys think I'm a madman where I supply caffeine to coffee? I like that one. I do. Anyways, let's get with the flavor, man. Here we go. All right, then. So it's been an interesting evening, day, whatever you want to call it. Why is this dude green yet again? Right, you know what? I need to sort this bad boy out. I will be sorting this. Look, you're just going to have to deal with it, guys. We're here for the information. Don't worry about whether I'm clear or not in the background. It's all good. So what have we got? Well, first things first, we need to go over to our dearly beloved BTC. Wow. Nice flavoursome return to the upside. We've had the first move at the start of the week. Remember, in today's live stream, we're talking about that we're wanting to see the first move away from the psychological range. That's where it is right now, ladies and gentlemen. Go back to last week's psychological range. On the Monday, they did exactly the same thing in the opposite direction. This sets the tone for what we can expect going into this week. The logic says that from now, going in towards maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Bitcoin will probably continue a little bit more higher. And then, of course, we come towards Friday, we're going to see a recovery back into the range. How much of the range is going to be determined by how far Bitcoin goes from this current point, okay? Now, I'm going to get into all of that in a split second. Firstly, I want to check out exactly what's been going on with our setups we provided today for the guys in the Platinum section. So, we first projected Bitcoin right here. Now, because Bitcoin was trading sideways, I was initially looking for the sweep to the upside, as I explained in the video in this morning's update. And we wanted to see Bitcoin try and sweep the vectors. And when I say sweep, it's all on the story of the cycles. When we are in a cycle, we're expecting price to sweep up, to come down, to sweep up, to progressively work its way back into the theme of the cycle. What do we mean by that? Well, I'll get into that in a split second, all right? So Bitcoin did well. Euro was a tricky son of a gun, man. It was very tricky today with Euro. They had actually gone down a little bit further in towards the, I think it was around the 1.08 zone. And we wanted to see a test of the daily open. Euro made us pay the game of patience. And they came back and they tested the daily open. Look at that look, they came and swept the whole number. And the daily open, if I just show you now where the previous daily open was, you will be surprised that the precision of Mr. Market Maker and how he does his business. Where's my level? Here we go. So daily open, show historical daily opens. Look at this, man. This is actually disgusting, right? Come on, where you at? 15-minute time frame, wait for it to load. It bloody takes absolutely forever when you're changing it about. Come on. Let's go there. Come on, bro. Where is it? Let's go. This has to be because there we go. I mean, look at that. That is disgusting. Not bad for a test of the daily open to the wick. Okay, 1.08, 400 to the nose, and then reverses away from that zone. And this is what I mean about always preparing yourself for what it's likely to do before it realizes the return to where you want it to go. We saw the move. They came in and swept the 1.0800, and then they shifted back out again. So happy days on euro. We then go into gold. Gold has been a very tricky one today, but they initiated the sweep target to the upside. We have a look at gold over here. I like to do this just to put things into perspective. There it is. There's your sweep to the upside on gold. And then they just brought price all the way back down again to only try and bring it back up. This is how you know we're getting ready for FOMC, ladies and gentlemen. Such a mad week ahead of us. We have Ethereum as well. Sweep expected. All right, so expected the sweep to the upside on ETH. And then we go over to Ethereum. What did we have? We have that sweep, ladies and gentlemen. They marked lower and then they shifted out to the upside. Happy days on that sweep from Ethereum. They cleared the previous high. And the reason why I was looking for sweeps is because we were looking for the previous Asian session to be taken. And that was that zone right there. We go back into it. You can see they had swept that zone. All right. And when they hold the daily open like this, because I'm going to be talking about this in a sec. When they hold the daily open, it gives you kind of clue. Look at these vectors right here. You can see that they're showing activity above the daily open, suggesting that they're trying to hold price inside of this range to break price higher, all right? And you look to the left, they've already given us the profile of what they're likely to be getting up to, okay? And then finally, we go over to Solana. And Solana, we expected a sweep above the 99 zone, taking out the previous Asian session high, and of course, the previous session from the weekend. And then Solana just came and delivered the goods today, man. She just ripped it to the upside and she didn't bloody stop. There's that nice vector candle recovery to the upside. All right, so the guys must have made a bit of cash today on the back of that. I didn't really make too much cash today, ladies and gentlemen, because I wasn't able to do so. But I just took one trade today. Well, it wasn't one trade. It was 13 trades. I was building a position on euro. And I only made, what, $648 after the commissions. It's $201. So $447. I don't even know if you guys can see that bad boy, but yeah, you can't even see it. Yeah, $447. It was a quiet day for me, to be fair. But we traded on this account on Friday. We started off with a good little gain of 970. Now we're at effectively 1618. So I'll keep you guys posted on that bad boy and how that one plays out. That's a funded account, by the way. So performance account, PA Apex. Now, so we made a little bit of change today. All right, not bad. All right, granted, it's been a very volatile day, but when it comes to the news announcements, I always get my back up. I always say to myself, nah, I have traded so many FOMCs. I've traded before FOMC. I've traded during FOMC. And it's a taxation on the soul. Why? Because before the FOMC, like in this instance, the FOMC comes out on Wednesday. I would usually start trading on the Monday. And then I'll be holding positions until the Tuesday. Now, Tuesday, we have JOTS job openings. And I know that from now, hypothetically, if I was in a trade on euro and I favored lower prices, okay? Hypothetically, I'd be saying to myself, right, it's Monday. I'm in a short position on euro. I'm not in a position on euro, but I'm saying if I wanted euro to drop, I would have Monday for the move to work in my favor, and I would have Tuesday up until 3 p.m. to effectively exploit this move. But that means on Tuesday at 3 p.m., which is tomorrow, I've got volatility coming into the chart, which could actually rock my position. And the amount of times that I've been caught up in these situations where I've got a position and I'm holding it, and in hindsight, if I didn't have the news announcements, 9 times out of 10, the trade would be working in my favor. So I vowed that I was never going to be taking trades before a news announcement, especially like FOMC, or especially before a week like this. This looks like the River Nile. It's just red all over the place, man. It's just unbelievable. Just a bloodline of pure news announcements that is going to be making everybody rock the boat on their positions. There's going to be a lot of pain over these next few days, and there's also going to be a lot of gain in the next few days, which leads me over to Bitcoin. Congratulations on anyone that may have exploited this move to the upside with BTC. How many of you were in positions before the move to the upside? I would like to know. Please type 1 if you are of that flavor. Please type 2 if you were not in a position. Please type 3 if you like the shirt. Please type 4 if you are new and you subscribe for the fire on Wednesday, which is the FOMC. Type 5 if you're just all good, you know? And if someone is a clever dick, they're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be funny. Anyways, I've just pretty much told you to do that. So let's get with the flavor and have a look at Bitcoin on the daily time frame for my long-term holders. Well, we've had a very interesting move to the upside, ladies and gentlemen. Seems like BTC has now come into the idea of breaking above the 50 EMA. Where are we at with the moon cycle? Is this consistent with the moon cycle? I don't know. But that phenomena itself is baffling because it bloody works. Do we trade it? No. But we always go back to it and say, oh, the moon cycle. We always like to go back to it and say, yeah, it was right, man. It was right. Anyways, Bitcoin is approaching a very important zone right now where the proof is in the pudding. We're starting to see articles like this saying that Bitcoin ETFs in and around Asia after US approval. So we are now stepping into acceptance in Asia. This is good news for the Bitcoin ETF because it now means there's more exposure. In today's live stream, we were talking about how Google has effectively relaxed its policies to allow cryptocurrency coins to be advertised, more so the ETF, because this is the best way for you to actually advertise it. I'd be very interested to see if JP Morgan or BlackRock or any of these big players actually have an endorsement in these adverts for people to buy the ETF. Okay, so backed by ETF, created by it from Bitcoin, from BlackRock and what have you. It'd be very interesting to see that bad boy. What's going on, Whisper? How you doing, my bro? Now, so Asia, I mean, Australia is stepping into the party as well. So the article goes on to talk about it, how Australia is in the lead with Australia is expected to be among the first with approval within the Australian Securities Exchange, okay, in the first quarter. So, okay, so Asia, Australia, they're all starting to become friendly with the idea of the Bitcoin ETF. So when people see an article like that, all right, they automatically think Bitcoin to the moon. Okay, cool. I'm with you on that one. But you've really got to understand the relationship between the bids and the asks so that you can understand how likely Bitcoin is going to go from one point to the next. Because if you're not aware of who's really buying and selling, the news itself, you're reading it, when you're on the toilet, it pops up on your phone, you're probably the last to hear about it. Okay? Over to the bids and the asks. We had a conversation earlier on about the importance of what had happened in the past and what we're likely to see it do later on. So in this area here, we had around 5 million tradable value at 5.09 million was the initial amount for a transaction of Bitcoin. Now, this was in the past, and that was done open 5 days ago, and it got filled pretty much yesterday, okay? And we said earlier on in the live stream that will the market's price memory, will it encourage people to step in to sell from that point? Because we had price action which was pretty flat across the board. We go over to this point right here and look at what had been transacted. 5.44. Now, do you want to call it a series of, call it synchronicity, coincidence? What is it? Why at the same price point right here, 42,790, go across 42,798. Okay, so $8 more than what it was. Was there a transaction of 5.44 million? Okay. So you've got to imagine someone has now said, oh my God, it's going up. Quickly plant that order in because this order was done 19 hours ago. Okay. So that is best part of some of this order. Okay. So that could have been added to the existing order. You just don't know. Okay. But the same amount had been transacted. Just before that, we could see there was another order there, 2 million. That's another order right there, 4 million. And then we go up even higher. We got this one big order. Well, not big order, but a long order at 2.2. But they actually transacted 200%. So 110% more was transacted at that point for the sell orders to be triggered. Okay? I see you guys. I see you guys. I see the ones and the twos, fives, sevens, bro. What is that? That's some special thing. All right, then. So it seems like a lot of you are involved in this move to the upside. All right, then. Cool. We'll get with that flavor in a sec. Stick with me on this one. So, where are we at right now? The bids haven't really been encouraged. Now, I'm going to say it now. From now going through to the end of the week, we're going to be paying close attention to this. Why? Because if you watch last week's live stream, we did exactly the same thing, and it was able to give us a navigation of how likely price was going to go from one point to the next. Okay? Now, we're not really seeing any bids coming in. Down here where the green vector candle was initiated, 2.97 million initial amount has been placed in Bitcoin for bids. That means people are happy to buy at that point. Me personally, I would want to see an order of about 10 to 15 million to be slapped at that point. Why? Because then it will confirm to me that this move is not a stop run. If this move has been designed to shake out the shorts in preparation for tomorrow's data, even Wednesday's data, we're going to have a bit of a problem. Hence why I'm encouraging you all to at least take some money off the table. So here is a hypothetical example. Say you are in a Bitcoin long right now, okay? And you've locked in some profit. You've got yourself some profit from this green vector candle and you loaded up right here on the 50 EMA. Happy days, okay? So what you're looking at, let's assume that you've gone long here and you are currently in profit all the way up here at 43,120, okay? You've got to break down the range and say to yourself, how likely is Bitcoin going to come back down? Well, it's very likely. The same way it's very likely for it to continue back up. It's all going to be down to your preference as a trader and how much you are prepared to give back to the market, okay? So most of you that are in longs, I would be more inclined to be locking the profit at the vector candle close right here, which is at 42,646. If it comes all the way back down and taps that point, you've locked in all of this profit right here. Don't complain about it because you never knew exactly it was going to be made. You can't say that. You literally can't go to do that to yourself and say, man, if I only just held it a little bit longer, well, welcome to the shoulda, woulda, coulda in trading. You can't get rid of it. There's nothing you can do about it. You are operating in the realm of uncertainty. You can't do fuck all about it. You got to accept it is what it is, okay? And that right there will eliminate you from getting emotional about your trading. This is where people get emotional when they're entering at the position, at the start of the position. The only thing they get emotional about when price is all the way up here and they're in profit is what they're going to do with their profit. You don't want to be thinking about that. Do not be thinking about what you could buy, what you could do with your profit. Don't start that shopping list when you're in a good profit on Bitcoin. That's the worst thing you can bloody do, okay? The first thing you want to do is guarantee what you can buy with your profit that you've locked in. So if you've locked in profit at this price point of 42,646 and it's $100 worth of profit, sir, ma'am, go and buy yourself a nice pair of shoes. You know you got $100 right there. Go on the marketplace and have a look at it. But make sure you stay committed to keeping that stop loss right there and lock in that profit. Whatever it does afterwards is irrelevant because you haven't been given a reason to sell, but you've been given a reason to lock in profit. And if you don't action that reason to lock in profit, then why are you in trading full stop? You're here just to play the game. If you're just here to do that, make sure you like and subscribe. That's all you need to do. And check in when we go live and make Bitcoin look as good as it is. Okay? What reason do you have to get rid of the trade? Once you place a stop loss or cover yourself in the sense where you actually lock in profit, you have this sense of calmness about you because now you know what could happen. It can either hit this point and you ain't got to be worried about it because your money is locked. So now let's break down what it could do up here. Well, looking at it, we are on the 1 hour time frame and the hybrid system stipulates that if the 5 and 13 EMA, which are laggard moving averages, yes, ladies and gentlemen, EMAs are laggard. They are slow. They are after the event. But how do we use them? We use them to identify volatility. Is it easy to see that Bitcoin has moved up aggressively away from the norm of the average of price over the last 50 candles? Can we identify that? We can. How? Well, here is the 50 EMA and here is price. Look at this nice gap right here. Yes, that right there is your volatility. So the 5 and 13 EMA, the 13 EMA is this red line here, the 5 EMA is this red line right here. That tells me that there is volatility in this chart. We've had a move to the upside. So I know that we could be coming back into the norm. The same way you all use your Fibonacci's and you look at the golden ratio and what have you, and your pockets that are gold and platinum, whatever it is. Make sure you join the platinum service as well, ladies and gentlemen. You get a cool amount of setups over there. Park that, jokes aside, but no, really join it. But anyway, that's another story. We'll talk about that in a sec. But you've got this logic that everything comes back into the mean, which is why I'm encouraging you. And listen, don't say to me, oh, Tino, it came down and then it hit that take profit zone and then it went back up again. You cost me money. Don't even bother doing that, all right? That is just waste man behavior, okay? I'm encouraging you to take a profit because no move up is guaranteed to continue. Progressively, Bitcoin is going to continue to the upside, but when you're looking at these time frames, the same way Bitcoin moves up is the same way it comes down. We're starting to see the profile of how they're doing it. Look at the way Bitcoin has been behaving. Look, you see this area here? We see a nice pump to the upside, right? That blue vector candle right there. Cool. Everyone, they're shopping now. Yeah, man, I made money. Comes all the way back down and recovers it. Okay? Now what? The next candle does exactly the same thing. Moves up and then rolls all the way back down again at the start of the weekend. Now we've got this candlestick right here where Bitcoin's made the move up. It swept the liquidity of this range and we're hoping that it continues up, but we have to build in the idea that it could actually come back down. Okay? Now, look at where we are. We are at the 50 EMA bounce. Price is still trading above the 5 and 13 EMA. The criteria of the hybrid system says that if the 5 and 13 EMA cross over the 50 EMA, then trend is suggesting that prices are going to continue higher. How do we validate this? Let me check this. All right, so a gentleman now has come in and said, Jake said, I'm on a loss 10K. I'm on a loss, 10K Solana on a short from 80. I have 26K on there. What I do now? So hold on, you put 26 racks into this position and you're now minus 10K. Please let me know and type 1 if it's a yes so that I can just continue with what I'm talking about right here. And we'll get to the Solanas. We'll get to all the altcoins and we'll have a look about that, okay? I'll talk about the Coinanx setup, man, all right? So, 5 and 13 EMA, when you see this behavior here, it's good. However, problem. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but this move up has not been progressive. It's been instantaneous. It's designed to shake people out. Everyone's waiting for Bitcoin to drop. They paid the price today, okay? They encourage retail traders to step in with the vector candle principle, drop down to shift back up again. We were all prepared for that, ladies and gentlemen, with the move to the upside over here. We were anticipating that, and I was anticipating that with these projections, okay? But they didn't break my levels. If they didn't break my levels, then I had no reason to believe that they were going lower. The idea is that we were expecting them to start marking up higher. But you've got to prepare yourself for both instances. Okay, why is it on Bitcoin? I'm looking at 2 scenarios where I've got more conviction of Euro to the upside, Ethereum and gold to the upside, Solana to the upside, because Bitcoin is that tricky asset. Again, make sure you're taking some profit off the table. Okay, so back to this story. If price is staying above, now hear this, if you're in longs, if price is staying above the 5 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, you have no reason to close your trade. All right? No reason. If price makes its way back into this area right here, price will go into that area first before the moving averages will react. If it goes into this area, this is where you then start marking off specific candlesticks in this range. So this is what you want to do. Take this candlestick here, the violet vector candle, which happens to marry up to the green vector candle high. Go across, you funny brer. Go across. Now, this is where you start paying attention. Inside of this range, take the top side at 43,207 and then the 43,004. Let's say 43,000, which is the low of that violet vector candle, okay? So we mark prices off at these points, all right? Now we dissect it, go down to a smaller time frame. Remember, the hybrid system is about a set of behaviors that occur in the candlesticks, which in principle are designed to get you to be aware of how the market maker is making people believe they're missing out on something. How is he making them believe that it's going to go higher? How is he making them believe it's going to go lower? When you understand that could be developing by paying attention to the vectors, you'll have an easier route to taking a trade and have more conviction in yourself in holding a trade until you see the signal that things are not looking good in this current move to the upside. It's not bearish, it's not bullish, it's all about movement. If you're in a position now to take money, take it, man. You didn't guarantee you were going to make it. There was no guarantee. So why are you playing with fire? At least lock some profit in, okay? Now, with that being said, this range right here is going to reveal to us if they do mean the business. With the assistance of the bids and the asks, you can see that nothing's going on here. But if we actually look up a little bit, it looks like the offers are wanting to come into play. So if the market can see that there's no one really down at the bid side, then they're going to want to get some orders filled above on the offers. We back that up with the book map and we have a look and see what's going on over there. Check this out. You got book map orders over here. That's the S&P. You got book maps suggested, look, volume is light. Look at this, 43,400. You got 125 Bitcoin orders, okay? And then again, 125 Bitcoin orders at 43,300. Seems like we've got ourselves a very interesting player coming into play, all right? Here we go. So look, you can look at that. You can see bright as day that it looks evident that the offers are coming in. They're planting orders up here because they want to sell. Does it mean price will go there? Not necessarily, okay? What it means is that the commitment's coming in on the order book because someone stood up there saying, yo, I want to actually sell this position at 43,900, okay? I'm interested in selling my Bitcoin at that point. Now, this doesn't look like it's an algorithm. It looks like it's an individual player or an entity that is wanting to get orders. Maybe, maybe not. The reason why I'm saying that is because the orders themselves seem to be getting placed and cancelled. So it could be one participant in here that knows about another participant doing the same thing and he's placing orders above. There seems to be breakages in the order flow, which is not showing consistency for me. And previously, if you remember in the live streams last week, we had those big orders down below around the 38 zone where they were sequenced. There was a sequence of orders being placed and cancelled at the same time. That to me was an algorithm in my opinion. It was someone that had a large amount of Bitcoin for the bids to get filled and it was segmented to be taken as price was going to that point. Whether it's there or not is a different story. Let's just zoom out and have a look to see if that commitment is still there. Let's have a look. No, doesn't look like the commitment is there, ladies and gentlemen. Wait there. Nope, it's not there. Nothing at 39, 38. Yep, there's nothing there. So they pulled that commitment from the order book. Okay, cool. That's happy days then. So that then tells me that the bids are favoring higher prices. That means the sales are going to start coming into play where the bids are going to come in to show support. Remember, you've got to look at it like this, ladies and gentlemen, okay? In order for the bids to hold price, there has to be a move to the upside for the sellers to engage. So right now we've got the offers coming into play. If we just quickly zoom in on the offers, we have a look. I'm giving you a proper breakdown of Bitcoin tonight, guys. So those of you that want altcoins, then just bear with me a second. Liquidity-wise, we've got the first bar, which is 1 million. Okay, whatever. And then we've got this another initial amount of 1 million over at this point right here. And then we've got this point up here, another 1 million. Keep on going up. We've got 5 million at ask order, 10.09 million. The initial amount is 5.8 million. And it's been there for 8 days. It seems like they're planting the order. All right, so 5 million, I think it's a two-part. It wants to place 10 million, but it's putting 5.81 from what I understand about this platform, okay? Going up here, we've got 2.52, and then we've got this cluster of so what this tells me, because I'm not seeing big liquidity on the offers, okay? It means that Bitcoin, in principle, is going to continue higher, but look at that, 44,888. Okay, that's the biggest order that I can see that has been in the book for the past 3 hours. Okay? So remember what we said. Price is going up. The offers are starting to come in. This brother right here has planted an order of 20 million to sell Bitcoin. The order's only been in the book for 3 hours. So what's he done? He's had a phone call from his friend. Yo, bro, man, Bitcoin's moving up. Oh, shit, man, quickly. Get what we got. What's our exposure? All right, sell it at 40. It could go to 44,000. Okay, sell it at 44,800. Get that last bit in. He's been encouraged to plant an order because price is going up. So when you understand that, you're going to then be able to gauge on how likely price is going to move up to that point by the commitment of the offers and the bids. If the bids start to pack out in this area here, then the market's going to want to test those bids to truly determine if they mean business and holding price, because the bids have clearly shown support in Bitcoin inside of this range. And this is the last range of where the bids showed the commitment. This area right here at the 38,888 zone. You had this area right here at 40,300. And as we go up above, you can see 42,700, they put 14 million, okay? That's really important if you can see it ever so slightly. 14 million at that point, right? That's really important because the market has passed that point, okay? And it's now continuing to hold. So we're now anticipating that the bids are going to hold out this point to effectively mark price higher, where our friend right here with the 20 million is going to be hopeful that Bitcoin is going to surpass that point. You see now, we ain't talked about any patterns. We've not spoken about any Fibonacci's. We're not spoken about no stochastics, no RSIs. It's just purely understanding the commitment or the influence that's going to make price of someone go and sell at the highest point or encourage someone to step in at the lowest point and bid Bitcoin, okay? When you understand that, it makes life easier for you. You get a clue already with the hybrid system that they're looking to start hitting the offers because of the green vector candles. On the back of the green vectors is positions on retail traders to go long. So we already know that the offers have got the fuel behind them to see higher prices. Until they break down below the 5 and 13 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, we can only go on the idea that Bitcoin is going to continue higher. Where are your pennants? Where are your flags? Where is it? We're talking the organic information of price that you don't see on a candlestick, but these vectors give you a representation of commitment. They tell you what's really starting to unfold. All the guys that like to look at the liquidation points. Yeah, some shorts have been liquidated. And this run for liquidity right here is an example of that. Capiche? I hope that makes sense. Now, what have we got? Okay, so the gentleman has asked this question. He's on a 10K loss. Did Jake actually say he's on a 10K loss? Because I really need to know if that's the case. Okay. All right, let's go over to Solana. Now, listen, Solana is a bit of a tricky bean, okay? And this gentleman has decided to go short from 80. Oh, God. You're going to be in this position for a little while, my friend, okay? But the good news is you've got volatility that could actually move price pretty aggressively if it does go against us, all right? Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat the story for you, but the reality is you've got a loss, okay? You either take the loss and use what you have left to recuperate. If you're in a position or belief that you can recuperate, I would kill the trade because it's taxing you. Now, of course, going into Asia tonight, Solana could slump to $88 and that would alleviate the pressure from you. But we're talking about now, all right? All I like to say to people is if they've got a loss on their account, you've got to look at the loss and say to yourself, with whatever liquidity I have left, do I have a chance at actually recuperating that money back if I take my time in the long run? If you can answer that question with conviction and say, yes, kill your loss. Why are you nursing a loss? That's like cutting yourself on purpose and then watching the blood flow out with a first aid kit next to you and a nurse in an outfit looking at you saying, are you ready? Do you want me to actually sort this out? And you're there like, nah, man, it's cool. I just want to see how much blood I can lose. Just give me a second. She goes, you are aware you're going to pass out. Yeah, I know, but I just want to see how long. Till you get slapped in the face so hard by the nurse that she is the one that takes over. That's when your ego gets slapped up and you see that you're in red in your account and you say, fuck, I can't actually recover myself from this loss. So don't bleed out, bro, okay? If you can recuperate it back from whatever money you've got left, start again, because that's the truth. And a lot of weight will come off your shoulders. And if Solana does decide to go down, in principle, you can now load up a new position and shave off the previous loss. But you have to accept you've lost the 10K if you do take that loss, all right? It's not financial advice, brother. It's just common sense and some food for the trading psyche, because if you actually attack your trading psyche and screw with that, you can put whatever money you want into it. You're not going to make it back. That's the truth, because your mind's been battered from this loss, all right? Now, if you're in spot, it's a different story, okay? But if it's a trade, I mean, I don't know what it is, but just take that into consideration. Always ask yourself, can I recover my loss with whatever balance I have left, all right? Jerry Marzil, Tino, a couple of years ago in the last bull run, you taught me about those false Swift Monday moves that usually reset for true move on Tuesday. I made 80K doing this, but deep into the bull. Okay, then. So here we go. What the gentleman's talking about is what we were talking about a few moments ago with Bitcoin on the psychological range. The principle says that Monday is the false move, okay? That means it's the start of the trading week. Funnily enough, we have no news announcements on a Monday. Nothing's happening. So the market has a free roam of the marketplace. It can do whatever it wants on a Monday, all right? So now we've seen this big Bitcoin pump to the upside, happy days. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, again, take some money off the table because I'm not seeing the bids. That's my concern. I'm seeing the bids lower down, but I'm not seeing the bids in the visible range. Here we go. We've got a little bid here, 5 million at 42,686. All right. That's the largest bid that I can see inside of this range until we go all the way down towards 41. And even down at 41, I'm not really seeing anything above 5 million just yet. Hold on. Nothing above 5. Nothing above 5. Here we go. 1.2, 3.4. Here we go. Here we are. 17 million at 38K. If Bitcoin's going to go back up, they're going to rip it back down. FOMC, good news for the market. Yippee-ki-yay to the upside. If you don't see this bid coming closer and closer to this area here, then we're of the belief that this could be a stop run because there's only going to spend so much time trying to attack these offers, okay? They need to balance the market out and start hitting the bids as well. Because then if the bids aren't going to come in, you can have a bit of a problem. The market's going to keep on going, and then in the end, the offers are going to disappear, and then you're just going to see wild price action. Market maker has been put there to ensure that there is nice, stable price movement and ensure that you get the benefit of being able to go long and short. That's his obligation to you, okay? Now, moving on. Let me just go over to this bad boy here. Okay, ETF. Let's have a look at the ETF for a split second. ETF is up 2% for the day. Happy days. We've got our first green vector candles, ladies and gentlemen. All right, then. So all my ETF players, okay? If you bought it today, then well done. All right, but we've got a bit of a vector candle recovery point right here that we need to be mindful of with the ETF. We're going back into some previous gaps. The next gap is at 26.56. Sorry, forgive me. Tell a lie. The next gap is at 24.92 and 26.56. This is a very important area because it'll be coming straight back into the recovery of the gaps, all right, in the ETF. Remember, this is good news, all right? If the ETF can continue up, the logic says that Bitcoin is going to be moving up because they'll be transacting on it. All last week, we had Grayscale getting rid of their Bitcoin. ARK was getting rid of their Bitcoin ETFs that they had previously, and now they're going to send it all over back to the original ETF. Remember, these ETFs, just because they sell it on the one day, doesn't mean that they're going to transact on it straight away. They do it in different times, okay? I do believe that for JP Morgan, they do it at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. And then I believe BlackRock's at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. They do it in certain times. It's not all the time. Go and check that out. The articles are out there talking about what the ETF is and how it works. The transfer agent is the guy who actually gets the Bitcoin and then converts it into the ETF. The ETF then sits in a trust and then happy days. All right. Which I don't understand why Grayscale decided to change its trust into an ETF spot, because it was already a trust and the ETF ultimately, or the Bitcoin ultimately, ends up becoming a trust again. Whatever. Anyways. All right, then let's have a look at Ethereum for a split second. Ethereum is doing very well with the vector candle recovery region right here. Now, I just want to address something as well, all right? When I say take profit, all right? Remember, I'm a day trader, so I'm looking for a quick move from one point to the next. I have no preference for Bitcoin on the higher timeframes when I'm trading, especially if I'm trading the S&P or if I'm trading NASDAQ or Euro. If I'm looking for 10, 15 ticks, why am I interested in the daily time frame? For example, if I go over to Bitcoin right here and look at the daily time frame, yes, Bitcoin is on its way to recover this red vector candle. Trust me, it's going to recover this red vector candle, and I say it with conviction. Okay, when is a different story, but the closer we get to Bitcoin breaking above this point at 43,581 and then going into the idea that we've got the FOMC coming into play, we could tap this vector candle recovery to come back down. Principle says we're recovering the vector, we're going into the liquidity to come back down to start moving back up again. All right. If I say Bitcoin's going to go up, we're talking about day trading opportunities. Bigger picture says Bitcoin is going up, and that's where my mind is. I'm looking for Bitcoin to try and sweep the 49 zone yet again. But this is a bigger time frame, okay? And I'm taking in more. There's more information that you've got to factor in when you're looking at the bigger time frame. Principally, Bitcoin could be getting ready to do the following move. Rise, retrace, continuation to the upside. The only way that's going to be a valid continuation is if I get a green vector candle that appears smack in the middle of this zone, breaking above 45,000. That is what will make me believe Bitcoin is going to fully recover the vector. But always trade into the vector. Don't say I'm going to go long here and hope that it comes up all the way up here. It doesn't work like that. You know, Bitcoin could actually just stall out sideways, okay, like it did here, and then collapse back down before it makes the move. You've got to take that into consideration, ladies and gentlemen, all right? We do speak into the future, all right? We have a bit of a laugh and a joke and what have you, but this is serious stuff. We don't know what Bitcoin's going to do. We can only go by the past in the sense where, in experience that I've got, the market usually goes back to these vectors. The closer you are to it, the higher probability that it's going back to it. Just look at the candlestick itself, right? It's a big sell candle. It's a big accumulation candle. You guys know that the bids got smacked on this bad boy and they picked up a lot of Bitcoin in this move to the downside. You all know that. Go back and watch last week's streams. You all know about this. Now this could be effectively their run for profit. How long are they going to be running for profit for? Well, there's some guys on YouTube that know, or Twitter. Go check out Twitter, you know? Anyways, let's go and have a look at what's going on with Coinank. Are we good with that, ladies and gentlemen? Are we good with that? Let's have a look at what you guys have been saying here. Right. Hey, Tune, I did the W level 1, level 2, level 3 on Solana on the 15-minute time frame on January the 23rd. But it's gone beyond level 3. Was my analysis wrong? No, it's not. You can have an extended level to the upside, okay? It can be way. Listen, I forget these glasses, man. I have to do this for a few more minutes. Right. The cycles, and this is important, guys, right? The cycles, just because we have W formation, rise, retrace level 1, rise, retrace level 2, rise, retrace level 3, peak formation, drop level 1, drop level 2, drop level 3, peak formation. Fundamentally, this is a cyclical pattern. Just because we expect a level 1, and then a nice level 2, and then a nice level 3, we're expecting to catch the M, catch the M, catch the M. Don't just think of it as catching the M. Think about how many people are looking for the double top, okay? You know that you're waiting for a peak formation to appear. And people that witness price going up and up and up will go down to smaller time frames to try and find that little M or that little W or that little pattern. just so that they can make the conviction that price is going to go down, right? Once price pulls away from this move to the downside and then continues back up and goes even further, you have got yourself an extended move up. It's still in line with the cycle. Why? Because it hasn't actually come down. And as long as it keeps on continuing to move up, the first thing that you're looking for is, in principle, anytime it tries to retrace back down, the moving averages will be serving their purpose. But you want to see a very strong consolidation and another breakout from that range with aggression. The only time I've witnessed this was with Ethereum in the last bull run when it broke 1800. It didn't bloody stop. Okay? W formation on the 50 EMA at the top side of a move continued. Another W formation continued. This bad boy didn't stop. And then, of course, we get a climatic move to the upside. It rolls over, breaks the 50 EMA, comes straight back down, and collapses. So it's not that your analysis is wrong. It's just the move is continuously extending itself. And you always got to be mindful of the vectors after. If there are vector candles to the left of the chart, that's probably explaining why the level seems to be extended, because they're still gunning for the liquidity. Okay? Cool. Rio, Trias. Let's have a look at... Okay, man, let's have a look at Trias. Let's get into some altcoins, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll leave you guys to it. Okay? Now, before I do all of that, remember, guys, go check out the Traders Reality website. There is a free course on there. Just do it. It doesn't cost you anything but time. Get it done so you can understand the psychological levels, everything that I've been talking about. It's on the Traders Reality website right here. These are some bits of information on that. Let me just go over to it. Just go and take this course, because everything that we spoke about in today's live stream about the psychological levels is right here, okay? And when you've done with that, you'll be geared with information about what I use on the hybrid system. You want to expand on that? You take these two courses right here. That's for exo charts over here, and this is for scalping. But this information has been put there for convenience. It is free on the YouTube channel. It's been put here for convenience. Either watch 1,300 hours or videos of YouTube, or get it done in 4 hours. That's what that's there for, okay? But do not take any of these two unless you take the free one, because it will be pointless. You'll be wasting your time. Get the free one done, and if you really understand the free one, you'll know exactly what's going on, all right? Now, let's get back into it. Trias. What have we got? I'm spelling it correctly, aren't I? Yes. Let's have a look at that bad boy. All right, so on the daily time frame is wicking out to the upside, trading sideways. Okay. Wicks up, holding the psychological range. Principally, my friend, you shouldn't be don't take any trades until you see the first move away from the psychological range. It's giving you a clue. It's saying to you, right, we ain't done anything just yet, okay? So just be mindful of it. Keep an eye on either side. Either break from the psychological low or the psychological high. Here we go. Vulcan, what's good? Have you seen SMCI? Amazing report just released aftermarket. What is your view for tomorrow's opening? Still up for or profit taking? SMCI, I'm guessing, is that a coin? SMCI. What is that? Is that a stock? I'm guessing it's a stock. All right. This is a bad boy stock. This is a bad boy stock. Let me get some statistics on this bad boy. This is a good stock. SMCI must be in the gang of Nvidia. Here we go. Super microcomputer. No, it's not even in the gang of Nvidia. Look at that, man. Breaking out. All-time high? Yeah, baby. All-time high. Look at that. Let's have a look at some statistics for this bad boy. Yo, wow. That's very good. A tech stock company. So it makes application optimized server systems, chassis, server boards, and power supplies for distributors, OEMs. Okay. So it's in that environment for computers. Okay. Tech stocks, right? 6% debt, man. That is phenomenal for a tech company. Nvidia. That's at all-time highs. And that's got 44% debt. All right? So that means this company is prone to interest rate increases. But look what happened today, ladies and gentlemen. What have we always said? When the yields go down, stocks go up. All right? So go over to the yields. What we got? Oh, the yields have been marking down for the most part of the best part of the day. So, of course, our stock's going to be moving up. Okay? So that SMI stock itself, bro. Let me just pull that up again. Yeah, this SMCI stuff, that was a good shout right there, my friend. Earnings per share growth is at 45%. And if we actually go into the earnings per share, the quarterly earnings, I can see that they're not consistent, but you've got plus 34% here, then you've got plus 14, then plus 103. All right, so the quarter is not accelerating. Well, it's starting to accelerate from this period here. So on September the 30th, accelerating from plus 14 to plus 103. The next quarter should come in hypothetically at 150. That would be 3 accelerated quarters of growth. That's good news, okay? That would be a power stock if I'm obvious, in my opinion. But of course, look, it is moving to the upside. Lots of accumulation right here. Look at the volume, okay? Huge accumulation, all right? So a lot of guys are buying this stock. Expect a bit of a retrace and some profit taking happening on some of the players, all right? And then continuation to the upside. But bigger picture says, we're granted, and this is important for this stuff right here, okay? Anyone involved in stocks, and of course, anyone else that's involved in anything to do with stocks in terms of crypto, come look at this. Check this out. Blackstone is building a $25 billion empire of power-hungry data centers. Meta's building an $800 million AI-focused data center in Indiana. Google's to invest $1 billion in new UK data center to meet demand, all right? AI is sucking up power, all right? And they're just going to keep on building and building and building, and AI is just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, all right? The fact that they're doing this, tech stocks, AI stocks, especially a company like SMCI, they're going to see the benefit from it with the hardware required to actually produce these data centers. All right. So just keep an eye out on tech stocks, hardware mainly, if they're building data centers. Remember how they've released this information. Yeah. They're doing these contracts, $1 billion. Look, Blackstone, $25 billion. And then you got Meta wanting to make an $800 million data warehouse. Google, $1 billion. Someone's going to be earning this money. Just because they're spending it doesn't mean it's hurting Google. They're spending it to put it somewhere else. Someone else is going to win. You'll invest in Google later on when they've got the output and the happy days and the development of the actual power plant or whatever it is that they're building. That's for later on. You're going to project that out to like 3-4 quarters time. But the company that's going to win that contract, they're going to win straight away, okay? That's how we got to look at things when it comes to stocks, okay? Cool. All right, then what else we got going here? ADA entry, $49 liquid, 49 liquidations. Okay, sorry. Shit, man, what's going on? There we go. Thank you very much, Javier, man. That's all good. Okay, then. So ADA date trade entry, 49 cents. Liquidation at 17 cents. Hunting for $1. What do you think? And can you check out ADA chart? All right, and let's have a look at ADA. ADA, right. Your entry was at 49 cents. You caught the move, bro. Well done. Okay? Your liquidation is 17 cents. Get rid of that liquidation, bro. Don't even tell me your liquidation point. Okay? Tell me your stop. Don't tell me you're going to allow the trade to go all the way down to 17 cents before you decide to close it. Hell no. Do not do that. If ADA breaks beyond, if it breaks beyond 35 cents, we're going down to 25. You might as well take a short. Don't let your account drip all the way down to 17 cents. My days. You should have a stop in place on your account to stop any profits from being lost. That means you're in a profit right now. You entered long at 49 and now it's gone all the way to 52. Congratulations, my friend. All right? You've got a few vector candles. This is a nice little pump to the upside. Hasn't actually managed to clear out significant areas just yet. Of course, the main area is 58, so you've got to give room for ADA to effectively come back down to continue up. I don't know how much money you've risked or how much you've earned from the move, But if you were to close it off now and wait for a retrace and load up on the premise that it's going to continue up from this point, would you be able to take advantage of another move to the upside on the idea that it does go up? And would you earn more money in a shorter period of time? Because that's the whole point of trading with taking profits from a move. In my mind, I want to be in a trade for the shortest amount of time with the most amount of money to make the most amount of money. Okay? Now, I've got to be careful with my risk to make sure that I'm not blowing myself out and killing my account. So it has to be a specific amount that allows me to see a nice return in a short amount of time. Now, if you're using a small amount and hoping that this move continues to go in your favor to generate you the big amount, well, you need to hack at it. You need to just take profits as often as you can. Be a scalper. When you've got this swing trade mindset, okay, take the profit, man, and then prepare yourself for the next move. If you're in the long right now, take 50% of it, take 50% of the profit, close 50% of the position, and see if you've got proof. See if the proof is in the pudding, because if it does pull back down, you've taken 50% of the profit. Cool. Now you've got 50% of the profit to add up more in this position because you've been monitoring it. It's going to continue to move up. You believe it's going to continue to go up. And if it does continue to go up, you've now had more money. But if you leave the position open without putting more money in, you're losing the opportunity to effectively average a little bit more, averaging up from this point, to see a better return as it goes up. See what I mean? Always take money off the table or lock in profits, because then you've got more behind you, bro. You've got more to slap in. Because then when you look at it, you see price making a move to the upside and you say to yourself, I could have added there, or I could have added here. But if you've kept the position open and not taken anything from it, you couldn't have done fuck all. It wasn't going to do you any good. The more artillery you have, the better the offense. Okay, cool. Right. Other than that, what else have we got, guys? I shorted Bitcoin at 41,100 for $500,000 and my liquidation is at 54K. Do you think if I should leave my position or wait? Where should I set my stop? 500,000, 41. So you shorted Bitcoin at 41. You shorted Bitcoin at 41. 54. I would be considering... All right, listen. I would be considering doing something about that trade. All right, here's the logic, okay? FOMC this week is going to pretty much decide if you are good with your short, because FOMC is really the only thing that's going to move Bitcoin quite aggressively. If we didn't have any FOMC, then we'll just be waiting for Bitcoin to do its thing, and it would do exactly what it did last week, where it didn't move nada. It didn't do nothing, okay? Or a couple of weeks ago. So FOMC in principle is going to reveal to you if this vector candle recovery right here is going to be on the cards. Be prepared to see 48 during FOMC if it works out favorable for the marketplace. And if you're starting to get a little bit concerned at 48, well, then you need to say to yourself, how much have I lost right now if I were to close my trade and wait until FOMC? When FOMC comes into play, you're going to see an initial reaction, all right? If you've lost, hypothetically, say, 6-7 grand on price going from 41 to 43, okay? Well, at 48, you'll probably be down about 15-20, okay? Again, you don't know. I don't know your figures. I don't know. But you have to accept whatever price point it is that you're going to feel a little bit of the pain, whatever amount you've got left in your account, can you use that to at least keep you back in the game? All right? That's really the question you've got to ask yourself. You're asking me if Bitcoin's going to continue higher. The daily time frame says so. I'm expecting Bitcoin to try and continue up a little bit more because I've got a vector candle imbalance zone right here, and this is the perfect place to sell from. They ain't going to be selling from a low point. I'd expect it a little bit more to move up, and then if we're going to see Bitcoin roll over, FOMC and the news announcements will do that for us, all right? If we didn't have FOMC, I'd be more confident in what I was projecting for Bitcoin in the future of the week, okay? But FOMC could throw Bitcoin up and down, and you've got to be very careful with it. Again, you're in the same situation that I avoid, having to make a decision just because of news announcements, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, listen, mad love and respect. I hope that has served you all tonight. Please take care of yourselves. We've got the first bout of data coming out tomorrow, all right? So make sure you are prepared for it. Hit the like button and subscribe because we got FOMC on Wednesday. Got nothing but love for you all. Take care of yourselves, gang. Peace. I need to stop winking.